Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Current Affair Analysis brought to you by Shankar IAS Academy, 25th June 2025. Displayed here are the list of articles that we will be discussing today. So without much delay, let's begin our discussion with the first article. Beej Utsav highlights role of indigenous seeds in agricultural sustainability. The article is taken from The Hind. A 4-day-long Beej Utsav or seed festival was held in the Banswara district in the state of Rajasthan. In this background, let us discuss more about the Beej Utsav. So what is mean by Beej Utsav? Beej Utsav means seed festival, and it is a community-led event to celebrate the indigenous seeds. And the major focus of this festival is the seed exchange between the communities, preservation of seed, and creating awareness of the about the seed heritage. And it also plays an important role in reviving traditional farming among the tribal groups in the tribal belt that is located between the states of Rajasthan, Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh. And if you take this Beej Utsav itself, we can see that three major communities played a primary role. First is Bill, second one is Meena, and the third one is Garasia. And among them, the Bill community, they are the largest agriculture community in the state of Rajasthan, and they are known for the practice of preservation of seeds. So coming to the location and key participants of the Beej Utsav, it is held in the tri-junction of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, exactly in the Banswara district in the state of Rajasthan, and the major participants are farmers and tribal women. And this event was to organize this event, the local NGOs and the Krishi Vignan Kendras or the state agriculture departments also supported the tribal groups. So here you can see the exact location. So this is the Banswara district, which is located in the state of Rajasthan, and you can see that it is located, in the tri-junction of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Gujarat. So coming to the objectives of the Beej Utsav, first is to promote the agricultural biodiversity and climate resilient traditional seeds. We can see that we are currently working on the enhanced seeds or gene edited seeds and all. So this we are working on it, but we don't know what is the exact consequences of this the gene edited seeds and all. So this time the creating awareness about or the importance creating awareness about the importance of the traditional seeds is also important to ensure the health of the people. And the next objective of the Beej Utsav is to create awareness about the seed sovereignty, community seed bank, sustainable agriculture, and the cultural heritage of the seeds. And coming to the key objectives of this Beej Utsav or seed festival, the first is to promote the agricultural biodiversity and climate resilient traditional seeds. And the next is to create awareness on seed sovereignty, community seed banks, and sustainable agriculture practices, and creating awareness about the cultural heritage of each seed. And coming to the associated ministries, you can see that we can guess that is Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. It played the primary role. And the next is the Ministry of Tribal Affairs, which is focusing on the welfare of the tribal communities. And the next is the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. They are contextually relevant because one of the objectives of this Beej Festival is to promote the sustainable agriculture and climate resilience. Coming to the relevant acts associated with the festival, first is the Seed Act of 1996, which regulates seed quality and labeling and selling of the seed. And next we have the Protection of Plant Varieties and Farmers' Right Act of 2001, which is focusing on farmers' right to save and exchange traditional seeds. And one of the objectives of the seed festival or the Beej Utsav is nothing but the exchange of seeds between the communities. And the next is Biological Diversity Act of 2002, which is focusing on conserving the biodiversity and supporting the role of community in the preservation and conservation of the flora and fauna. And linked scheme. So what are the schemes associated or related to the objectives of Beej Utsav? First is the Paramparagat Krishi Vikas Yojana, which is focusing on promoting organic farming. And we can see that organic farming is very important to ensure the public health, because it is important to prevent the harmful health impact caused due to the chemical used vegetables and all. And the next is National Mission on Agriculture, Sustainable Agriculture, because one of the objectives of the Beej Utsav is promoting sustainable practices of agriculture and seed preservation. And the next is Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana. This scheme is focusing on inclusion of the communities for ensuring the development of agriculture. And the next is a mission for integrated development of horticulture. So these are the relevant schemes associated with the Beej Utsav. So coming to the major tribal communities involved in the Beej Utsav, first is the Bill community. They are the largest agriculture farming community in Rajasthan, known for their traditional millet cultivation and seed preservation practice. And the next is Meena tribe. They are the agriculture communities living in the tribal belt. And the next is the Garasia tribe. They are found in the Udaipur or Banswara district in the state of Rajasthan, and they are known for shifting cultivation. So coming to the prelims practice question, the question is, consider the following statements about Beej Utsav. Statement 1, annual government event to promote genetically modified seeds. No. And the statement 2, 2025 event was held at the tri-junction of Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Yes, this statement is correct because the Beej Utsav was held in the district of Banswara, which is located in the tri-junction of the Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. Therefore, the statement 2 is correct. So, if the statement 1 is incorrect, which means we can eliminate the option option A and C. So, the statement 2 is correct. So, we can consider the option B. And coming to the statement 3, aims to promote indigenous seeds, tribal farming sustainability. Yes, that is one of the objectives of the Beej Utsav. Therefore, the correct answer is option B, 2 and 3 only. So, with this, we will move to the next article. Centre approves rupees 10,637 crore road tunnel projects for Kashmir. The article is taken from The Hindu. On 23rd June 2025, the Union government approved a development package for the Jammu and Kashmir worth of 10,000 crore. And under this project, so far, the government has approved 19 mega projects which will ensure connectivity for nearly 296 kilometers in the Union territory. So, in this background, let us discuss more about the news article. So, first, we are going to see the major projects approved so far. First is the Pir Ki Gali tunnel. So, this tunnel will provide all-weather link between the Kashmir Valley and the rest of India. We know that Kashmir Valley, the most populated, densely populated region in the Kashmir. But the problem is, during the time of heavy snowfall or any type of natural disasters like landslide and all, this Kashmir Valley will be isolated from rest of India. And you can see that this Kashmir Valley, it is also known for production of various important handicraft like Pashmina shawl and dry fruits. So this Pir Ki Gali tunnel will ensure all-weather link between the Kashmir Valley and the rest of India. And the next is Sadhana tunnel. So this tunnel will provide year-round access to the Karna in Kupwara. And other major projects approved so far are the Sansar Shopping Road, Lal Chowk Parimpora flyover in Srinagar, and the next is Tragam and Chamkot Road, and the next is the Magam flyover, and another one is the Kausigund bypass, and finally the Rambiara bridge in Champagne. So coming to the strategic and economic impact of the new development package. The first is it will ensure all-weather road access and reduce time travel. So coming to the strategic and economic importance of the new development package. First is it will ensure all-weather road access and reduce travel time. So we know that Kashmir is known for its difficult terrain and harsh climate, and therefore ensuring connectivity to every region in the Kashmir is the biggest challenge. And this development package will, is another milestone step to ensure the infrastructure connectivity in the Kashmir. And like I mentioned, the case of Kashmir Valley, during the time of heavy snowfall or during the time of landslide, this Kashmir Valley will be isolated from rest of India. And another major thing you have to keep in mind that whenever we talk about the infrastructure projects in Kashmir, you can mention the Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla rail connectivity project. And this project was launched in the year 1997, and the first construction started in the year 2005, and finally this project, the entire project is completed this year, that is in 2025. So this Udhampur, Srinagar, Baramulla, this will provide connectivity, the rail connectivity between Kashmir Valley and rest of India. So we can see that this mega project, it went for nearly 20 years, and this year only it is completed. Therefore, we can expect mains or prelims related questions from this mega project. And the next is enhances troop mobility and logistical support in the frontier area. We know that the Kashmir is facing the problem of terrorism, and what happened. We know that what happened on 22nd April, right? Therefore, ensuring better road facility or connectivity is very important for the troop mobility as well during the time of emergency. And the next is it will boost the tourism, trade, and the local livelihood, and it will also aid the economic integration. We can see that if there is a proper infrastructure development, we can expect more trade, investments, and this will also enhance the life of the local people living in the Jammu and Kashmir. They will also get opportunity, and they will also get opportunity to grow in their life as well. And the next is boosting tourism, trade, and local livelihood, and this will aid the economic integration. So we can see that like I mentioned, the harsh climate, the difficult terrain, and at the same time the political issues like terrorism and extremism is it is one of the primary factors behind the lack of development in this region, or we can also say that the lack of development is one of the primary reasons behind the growth of extremist thoughts in the Jammu and Kashmir. But through this infrastructure development, we can ensure the connectivity. If there is more connectivity, more people will go there, investments will come, and this will automatically improve the livelihood of the people, and ultimately we can expect an inclusive growth in the Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the strategic and economic importance of this new development projects. So coming to the prelims practice question, it's a geography based question. The question is, which of the following mountain ranges separates Kashmir Valley from Ladakh? Option A, Suburban Range, option B, Pirpanjal Range, and option C, Shivalik Range, and option D, Sanskar Range. See, the correct answer is actually option D, Sanskar Range. The Sanskar Range will be separating the Kashmir Valley from Ladakh. So the correct answer is option D. So with this, we will move to the next article. Why is the Global Liveability Index 2025 relevant for UPSC exam? The article is taken from Indian Express. We know that urbanization, a rapid shift of the population from the rural area to the urban area. And this phenomena is accelerated in the recent times due to various pull and push factors. And according to the estimation of the UN, by 2060, 50% of the global population will be living in the urban area. And in the case of India, by 2050, nearly 50% of the population will be living in urban area. And we can see that the population of the nation is also increasing rapidly. And this time, ensuring the safety in the cities is very important, and ensuring the quality of life in the cities are also very important. And this index, that is Global Liveability Index, ranks the cities based on its quality and safety. And this index was published by the Economist Intelligence Unit. It's a wing of the Economist Journal. So in this background, let us discuss more about this index. So about this index, it is published by the Economist Intelligence Unit, and it's a branch of the Economist, and they first published this index in 2002, and in 2025 this index covers nearly 173 cities across the world, and the purpose is ranking the cities based on the quality of life and safety. So coming to the methodology to prepare this index, the Economist, they used nearly 30 indicators, and they categorized these 30 indicators under 5 major categories that include stability, and the weightage of the stability is 25%, and the next is healthcare, that includes the availability and quality of the healthcare, and the weightage is 20%, and the next is culture and environment of the cities, that means how tolerant they are towards other culture. It talks about the corruption and the climate problems associated in various cities, and the weightage of this culture and environment is 25. And the next is education, which is focusing on access and quality of education, the weightage is 10. And the next is infrastructure, the weightage is 20, and it is focusing on transport, housing, and other basic utilities needed for the people. So coming to the key highlights from the 2025 index. So they published the first index in 2002, and now they published the last edition in 2025. So the key highlights are the first is the global average score. So considering all the cities, the global average score is 76.1 out of 100, and it is same as of 2024. There is no much change. But in the 2025 index, we can see certain improvements in key areas like education, healthcare, and infrastructure across the global cities. But the major concern is the decline in the stabilities of the cities due to the ongoing geopolitical tension. We know the case of West Asia, right? Israel-Palestine issue. Now the Israel and Iran, there's a huge tension is going on between the Israel and Iran. So these are affecting this type of geopolitical tensions are affecting the stability and the quality of life in the cities. That is a major concern according to the 2025 Global Liveability Index. So here you can see the list of top 10 most livable cities in the world according to the Global Livable Index, and you can pause the video and you can go through the important cities. Just mark which city ranks the first, and we will discuss what are the cities in the bottom. So coming to the least livable cities, Damascus in Syria. So the score of Damascus is just 30.7 out of 100, and you can see that last year the war in the civil war in Syria came to an end. A decade-long civil war came to an end in Syria with the fall of the Bashar al-Assad regime. And you can see that the city was in prolonged war for nearly 1 decade, and that affected the quality and the safety of the cities. That's why the Damascus got only very low score. And other cities in the bottom are Tripoli, Dhaka, and Karachi. You can see that Karachi is facing economic problem as well as geopolitical tension, and Tripoli is also facing. It is in Libya, and it is also facing the political tension since 2011. And in the case of Dhaka, since last year, Dhaka is also facing the political tension. And coming to the declining stability, you can see that the cities like Tehran, the capital of Iran, they are engaging in conflict with the Israel. So the ongoing Israel-Iran tension is affecting the quality of the Tehran, and Taiwan because of the tension with the China, and also the certain parts of India is also becoming least livable cities because of the recent incidents like the Pahalgam incidents and all. So coming to the prelims practice question, the question is, and the next is declining stability in various other regions like Tehran, the capital of Iran. Currently, there is a tension between the Israel and Iran, and that is affecting the safety and quality of the city in Tehran. And the next is Taiwan. Taiwan is also facing geopolitical tension with the China. And the parts of India, for example, many cities in India are suffering from various problems like pollution, lack of infrastructure. And at the same time, you can see the public health problems, and you can see that in the recent times, certain parts like the Kashmir, they are also facing the problem of terrorism, and these are making certain regions in India least livable for the people. So coming to the prelims practice question, the question is, with reference to the Global Liveability Index 2025, consider the following statements. Statement 1, it uses indicators like culture, education, infrastructure, and air quality to rank cities. And statement 2, Vienna slipped to second place due to fall in its education score. And statement 3, Damascus continues to rank at the bottom due to low scores in all 5 categories. Choose the correct answer using the code given below. Option A, 1 and 2 only, option B, 2 and 3 only, and option C, 1 and 3 only, and option D, 1, 2 and 3. See, the correct answer is actually option C, 1 and 3 only. The statement 2 is incorrect. So with this, we will move to the next article. As monsoon and wildlife cause damages, how the government can protect farmers' income. The article is taken from Indian Express. We know that because of the urbanization, the human settlements are expanding towards all the direction, and on the other side, the forest is shrinking day by day. And this brings the man and the animal closer than ever, and one of the results will be nothing but the man-animal conflict. Sometimes it ends in human loss, and sometimes in financial loss, and in other cases, in both. And recently, the Center for Sustainable Development at Google Institute of Politics and Economics found the scale, complexity, and institutional failure in addressing the financial loss caused due to the wildlife. So in this background, let us discuss more about this news article from the mains point of view. First, we will start with the context: human-wildlife conflict and farmers' income. So India's biodiversity and agriculture are deeply intertwined, and wild herbivore raids like nilgai, wild boar can cause massive damage to the crops. And institutional failures and compensation gaps worsens the crisis to the farmers. Coming to the impact of wildlife raid on farmers, first is a direct crop loss. That means, according to the estimation, 10,000 to 40,000 crore annually lost because of the wildlife raid in Maharashtra. And the next is losses in Konkan. It is estimated to be around 5,600 plus. And the indirect impact, that means it can impact the farming community because of loss of labor, reduced crop diversity, and the loss of kitchen garden. And another major problem is that these indirect impacts are not addressed during the time of compensation. And coming to the institutional challenges, out of the total, only 48% of claims are accepted, and out of the 48%, only 37% of claims are paid between 2020 and 24. And there are also other institutional challenges like bureaucratic delays and the delays associated with the Panchnama process. Panchnama is nothing but the documentation of the loss. So it is mostly done by the revenue officers. But the problem is still in various parts of India, they are following the traditional methods of collecting data. And this will be time consuming, and at the same time, the justice will be delivered very delayed. And the next is compensation undervalues real loss like the loss of labor. Such losses are not covered under the compensation. And another major challenge is lack of awareness and lack of standardization of procedure and dispensation of compensation. So coming to some of the best practices. So what can we do to address the problem of crop failure caused due to the wildlife raid or the man-animal conflict? So we have certain models developed by certain institutions. The first example is the Tadoba Andheri Tiger Reserve. They have done a study, and they focused on understanding the habitat dynamics of the animals. For example, where they are staying, are they changing their their habitat? If they are changing their habitat, what is the pattern or what is the time interval? Where they are going inside the wild. So are they coming out? If they are coming out, how often they are coming out of the forest? So through understanding the habitat dynamics of the prey and predator in the wildlife, we can somehow reduce the crop failure caused due to the wildlife raid or the conflict with the wildlife animals. And the next is the another model developed by the Milan Vatve. Milan Vatve was an Indian evolutionary biologist, and he developed this concept support come reward model. So this support come reward model, even though he was a biologist, this concept, the support come reward model concept explains the altruistic relationship and the cooperation between the human societies, and this is applicable in all subjects including biology, sociology, economics, politics and all. So this support come reward model is talking about the selfless cooperation between the human societies, but it does not mean it doesn't mean that they are not expecting any reward. So here the people will expect the reward. The reward can be either immediate reward or delayed reward. So through this, through ensuring the strong cooperation between various agriculture communities, we can increase the yield by 2.5 to 4 times near the protected area. And coming to the way forward, what are the solutions we can suggest while writing a mains answer? So the first one is the reforming the compensation procedure. That means instead of using the traditional method, we can use the satellite or drone for Panchnama. That is for documenting the loss, we can use the drone or satellite. And the next is covering the hidden cost. Hidden cost means the labor loss, the loss of kitchen garden. Such cost we have to address while giving the compensation. And the next is fixing slab waste payout. That means one agriculture community might be growing the millet and another agriculture community might be growing rice. The input cost for the the cultivation of rice and the millet may be different. Therefore, while giving the compensation, we have to consider this difference as well. And the next is community-centric models. That means ensuring ensuring the proper cooperation between various communities and engaging the panchayat and self-help groups. And the next is technological interventions, for example, AI surveillance for monitoring the movement of the animals or migration pattern of the animals. And next is the using of a smart fence. This smart fence will alert the farmers if there is any intrusion from the wild animals. And the next is developing agroforestry buffers. So this will help us to reduce the intensity of the raid from wild animals. And the next is ensuring proper departmental coordination, that we can do through establishing a unified nodal grievance system to address the problem of crop failure caused due to wildlife. And the next is the promoting research. That means developing a map of migration pattern of the various animals inside the forest. Like I mentioned, understanding the habitat dynamics. And the next is developing a guide for crop adjustment. So these are the suggestions that we can give while writing a mains answer. So coming to the mains practice question, the question is human-wildlife conflict, especially crop raiding by wild herbivores, is emerging as a major but under-addressed challenge in Indian agriculture. Examine its impact and suggest the mitigation measures while ensuring conservation goals. And it's a 10 marks question, and you have to write around 150 words. Write the answer and post it in the comment section. We will review and we will reply for your answer. Now it's time to move to the next article. Inflation falls but not unemployment. The article is taken from The Hindu. So from the heading itself, we can understand the crux of the article. Currently in economy, the inflation is under the control, but the unemployment is rising. So let us discuss more about this news article from the mains point of view. So coming to the inflation versus unemployment, we know that inflation, a constant rise in the general price level. And what is meant by unemployment? Unemployment refers to a condition where a person is willing to work and he is capable of work, but the work is not available. And which diagram in economics defines the relationship between the inflation and unemployment? If you know the answer, comment it. And now we'll start the discussion. As of May 2025, the current inflation rate is standing at 2.8%. That is within the RBI's target. The target of RBI is to keep the inflation 4% plus or minus 2%. But coming to the case of unemployment, as of May 2025, it is standing at 5.8%. But in April, it was 5.1%. So you can see an increase of unemployment rate. And coming to the GDP growth, the GDP growth has declined from 9.2% in 2023-24 to 6.5% in 24-25. And what is observation we can make from it? A disconnection between the low inflation and high unemployment, which means the economic health, the health of an economy cannot be reflected just with the inflation. So what is the cause behind the drop of inflation? First major reason is the sharp rise in the agricultural output, because last year we had a very good monsoon. And the next is the fall in the food inflation. That means the fall of food inflation from 11% in October 2024 to 1% in May 2025. And the next is the supply side effect. That means an increased food supply, reduced the gap between the demand and supply. And coming to the other sectors, we can see that there is the other sectors experienced a slow growth, which resulted into an overall fall of demand. And from this we can understand that the present decline in the inflation is driven by the real sectoral change rather than any policy change. So coming to the policy recommendations, we can see that as of now the inflation in the economy is under the control, but the unemployment is not. So to address this economic imbalance, we have to make certain changes in our approach. The first is moving beyond the inflation targeting. That means as of now we can see that the inflation in the economy is mostly driven by the supply side, especially related to the food. But the addressing the problem through adjusting the interest rate in the economy will not be sufficient, because this cannot address the sectoral issues in the economy. For that we need to address the structural bottlenecks in the economy, not just the demand management. And the next is boosting the agricultural infrastructure. That means investing in the cold chains, warehousing, irrigation and rural road. And this will ensure a stability to the food price, reduces the volatility. And the next is steps to tackle the problem of unemployment. That is focusing on sectors like MSMEs, construction, manufacturing and textiles. So this can provide more employment. These sectors are labor intensive sectors, so they can offer more jobs to the people. So what are the tools we can use to enhance these sectors? First is public investment, targeted job creation and skilling programs. We have for example, recently the government of India launched program along with the World Economic Forum, that is India Skill Accelerator. This scheme is focusing on skilling, reskilling and upskilling of the youth. And the next is usage of data. That means better data usage. That means integrating real-time inflation plus labor data in policy designation. And the next is balanced growth. That means rural industrialization. It will be a step towards ensuring a balanced growth, because this will reduce the agree non-agree gap in the economy. Therefore the economy will become more inclusive and it will also provide more employment opportunities. But for that we need a proper planning. So coming to the mains practice question, the question is, while controlling inflation is crucial for the macroeconomic stability, it must be balanced with the employment generation and economic growth. Comment. So it's a 15 marks question and you have to write around 250 words, write the answer and post it in the comment section. We will review and we will reply for your answer. Now it's time to move to the next article. When Prime Minister Modi went to Cyprus, a Mediterranean push, a buffer against Turkey. The article is taken from Indian Express. Yes, Cyprus, an island nation located in the eastern Mediterranean, often makes place in the news because of its strategic and geopolitical significance. And recently, that is on 5th June, Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited this island nation and became the third Indian Prime Minister to visit this island nation. First was Indira Gandhi in 1983 and the second was Atal Bihari Vajpayee in 2002 and now Prime Minister Narendra Modi in 2025. So in this background, let us discuss more about this island nation from the prelims point of view. So we'll start with the location. The island nation is located in the eastern Mediterranean region and it is the third largest island in the Mediterranean region, which is the first largest island in the Mediterranean region. Any idea? It is the Sicily. It is a part of Italy, and the second largest island in the Mediterranean Sea is nothing but the Sardinia, that is also part of Italy. And coming to the exact location, this island nation is located to the south of Turkey, west of Syria and Lebanon, north of Egypt and the southeast of Greece. So from this location itself we can identify the geographical the strategical and geopolitical significance of the Cyprus, and it acts as a crossroad between Europe, Asia and Africa. So therefore it is vital for trade also. And coming to the strategic significance, first strategic significance is the location, and the second is this nation is located near to the Suez Canal. We know that Cyprus is located north of Egypt, therefore it is located near to the Suez Canal, which is vital for the trade. And next, it is close to the Middle East conflict zones. We can see that it is surrounded by nations like Lebanon, Syria, and these nations are known for civil war and other political tensions. And next, it can act as a buffer between Europe and West Asia, which is vital for geopolitically it is significant. At the same time, commercially also it is significant. And the next is it hosts UK sovereign bases, which is strategic for the NATO. And coming to the geopolitical context of the Cyprus, it is a member of European Union since 2004, but it is not a member of Schengen. And the nation can be divided into the north and south. Then the south, the majority of the population is Greek. They are known as Greek Cypriot, and they are staying in the south. and the north it is it is the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. It is recognized only by the Turkey, but the Republic of Cyprus, which is in the south, it is internationally recognized, but the Turkish Republic of the Northern Cyprus is recognized only by the Turkey, and the line which divides that the Cyprus into north and the south is known as the green line. So there is a history behind this green line. We will discuss that. And coming to the official currency, it is euro, and the official name of the nation is the Republic of Cyprus. And coming to the geographical significance, you can see that there are two important mountain ranges in the nation. First is the Kyrenia range, which is located in the north, and the next we have the Trudus mountain, which is in the south. And between these two mountain ranges, there's a vast plain region. And this is a short description about the geography of the Cyprus. It's a small nation. And coming to the climate, it is a Mediterranean climate, which means hot, dry summer and mild, wet winter. And the capital is Nicosia, and it is the world's last divided capital. And the UN buffer zone in Cyprus, that is the green line which divides the Cyprus into north and south. So we will this green line has a history. We will discuss that. So we have to understand that the Cyprus, this island nation, was ruled by Turkish from 1571 to 1878. And later the Turkish Empire, the Ottoman Empire, handed over the Cyprus, this province, to British. And after that, the British controlled the Cyprus for a very long time. And you can see that in 1960, the Cyprus got independence from the British. And you can see that if you take the ethnic data about the Cyprus, you can see that it is dominated by two ethnic communities. First one is the Greek Cypriots, and the second one is the Turkish Cypriots. And the Greek Cypriots, they are Orthodox Christians, and the Turkish Cypriots, most of them are Sunni Muslims, and they comes around 17 to 18% of the total population. And there are other ethnical communities which are living in the Cyprus, are the Armenians and Latins, but these two are the dominant communities. And you can see that followed by the independence, there was a power struggle started between these two communities, and as a result of the struggle in 1960, a Zurich-London agreement was signed. It's a power sharing agreement between the Greek Cypriots and the Turkish Cypriots. As per this agreement, the president of the nation will be a Greek Cypriot, and the vice president of the Cyprus will be a Turkish Cypriot. And this Turkish Cypriot, that means the vice president, will have a veto power. That means without the permission of the vice president, no bills will become act. But what happened is that in 1964, there was a Greek attempt to remove the veto power of the Turkish vice president. That means the vice president or the Turkish Cypriot. That resulted into a political tension between the Greek Cypriot and the Turkish Cypriot. And immediately a junta was organized, and they decided to reunite the Cyprus with the Greece. And as a result, you can see a civil war started in the Cyprus. And in the year 1974, the civil war continued for some time. And in 1974, the Turkish troop, under the Treaty of Guarantee, they entered into Cyprus. And that resulted into the permanent division of the Cyprus into the northern Cyprus and the southern Cyprus. And the northern Cyprus and the southern Cyprus is currently divided by this zone, that is the green line, which is directly administered by the United Nations. And what are the things happening in the green line, that we will discuss. So it is patrolled by the UN peacekeeping force, and the military actions, that means it is a demilitarized zone. No military actions can take place here. And it includes the civilian area and farmlands, and the controlled cross point access for civilians. That means there are strict restrictions for the mobility. So these are the major features about the nation Cyprus. So coming to the prelims practice question, the question is, the term green line, often mentioned in the international affairs, refers to option A, the demarcation line between the North and South Korea. No. Option B, a proposed environmental corridor under the Paris Climate Agreement. No. Option C, the UN administered buffer zone separating the Greek Cypriot and the Turkish Cypriot areas in Cyprus. Yes, this is the correct answer. And option D, a borderline initiative along the India-Pakistan line of control. No. So from the discussion itself, we can directly answer the question. The answer for the question is option C. It's a UN administered buffer zone separating the Greek Cypriot and the Turkish Cypriot in Cyprus. So let's check. Yes, the correct answer is option C. With this, we will move to the next article. With this, we are coming to the conclusion for today's current affair analysis. If you like the video, hit the like button, give your feedbacks as comments, and share this content with your friends. And before leaving this channel, don't forget to subscribe and also hit the bell icon to receive on-time update from Shankar IAS Academy. Thank you. Have a nice day.